Chosen ones, listen carefully. What you are about to hear may surprise you. It could change the way you see everything. But know this, it is no accident that you're watching this video. Something powerful is stirring in your life right now, and whether you're aware of it or not, you were guided here. The path you're on didn't bring you here by coincidence. It was orchestrated by the divine, timed perfectly for this very moment. You're here because you are changing, because you are awakening. And the truth is, you are no longer just human. Yes, you heard that right. The very essence of your being is shifting. The old ways of thinking, feeling, and existing are crumbling. You're stepping out of the limitations of what it means to be human and rising into your true divine nature. But for you to fully embrace this transformation, to step into the life that is waiting for you, you must first understand what's happening and how to align with it. Before we begin, I invite you to do 3 sacred things. Tap the like button. This action sends a wave of resonance through the digital space. Subscribe to join this growing community of awakened souls as we move toward our first 1,000 divine subscribers. And finally, comment the number 11, a master number that amplifies intuition and spiritual awakening. Your comment sends a signal to the universe. I am ready. Now, if you are truly among the chosen, you'll feel something stir deep within you. A recognition, a knowing. You'll feel called to stay with this message until the very end, because your soul has been waiting for this moment. Let's begin. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when everything begins to shift, when the familiar no longer feels right, and something deeper starts to awaken within. You may not have the words for it, but you can feel it. A stirring, a call, a quiet inner knowing that you are becoming something more than you've ever been told you are. The truth is, you are no longer just human. The boundaries that once defined you, your name, your history, your limitations, are dissolving. The identity you've carried, shaped by society, culture, and past experiences, is beginning to fall away. You are awakening to your true nature, a divine, limitless being temporarily living in human form. This transformation isn't simply a change in mindset. It's a shift in energy, in vibration, in soul awareness. It's the realization that you are not separate from the universe, but an expression of it. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are infinite. And as this truth rises within you, life will never look the same again. You're stepping beyond the illusion of being only flesh and mind, and remembering who you've always been at your core, eternal, radiant, and divinely connected to all. We are living in a time of extraordinary transformation, a spiritual turning point that has been prophesied for generations. The Great Awakening is not coming, it has already begun, and you are part of it. All around the world, people are beginning to see through the illusion of limitation, fear, and separation. The veil is lifting, and with it, the truth is being revealed. We are not merely human beings surviving day to day. We are divine souls with a higher purpose. As the collective consciousness of humanity begins to rise, you may feel like your inner world is being shaken, realigned, and reawakened. This is no ordinary change. It is the start of a new reality, one that vibrates at a higher frequency of love, compassion, and unity. And while the world outside may appear chaotic, what's really happening is the breaking of old structures to make room for something sacred to emerge. As a chosen one, this awakening may feel deeply personal, but you are not alone. You are part of a big change, a spiritual awakening that is helping guide humanity into a new and better future. And your soul knew this moment would come. That's why you're here. That's why you've been chosen. For so long, humanity has lived under the illusion of separation, believing we are isolated, disconnected beings struggling through life on our own. We've been taught to see ourselves as divided by race, religion, status, and even by our own inner fears. But that illusion is now breaking apart. Something deep within you already knows the truth. We were never meant to be separate. We are threads in the same divine tapestry, intricately woven together by the Creator. You are not alone, and you never have been. The breath of life inside you is the same energy that exists in all things, in nature, in the stars, and in every soul. This awakening is about remembering that oneness. When you begin to see through the illusion, your heart opens. You start to understand that every thought, every word, and every action sends out a ripple that touches the entire universe. You realize that love, compassion, and unity are not ideals. They are your natural state. As the chosen ones awaken, this deeper connection becomes clearer. It's no longer about just surviving. It's about returning to the truth of who we are, one with each other, one with creation, and one with the divine. The illusion is ending. Unity is returning. The journey of awakening is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you truly are. For most of your life, you may have believed you were only what the world told you. A name, a job title, a personality shaped by past experiences. But those are just layers, temporary masks worn by the soul in this physical world. Deep within you lies a greater truth, a divine identity untouched by time, pain, or circumstance. As your consciousness expands, these old layers begin to fall away. You start to feel disconnected from roles, labels, and expectations that once defined you. It may feel strange at first, even unsettling, but it's a sacred part of the process. Because underneath it all, your true self is rising. You are not just a person trying to make it through life. You are an eternal soul, a spark of the divine, full of light, wisdom, and infinite potential. This awakening brings clarity and freedom. You begin to see yourself not through the lens of the past, but through the eyes of your higher self, limitless, powerful, and divinely guided. The truth is, you've never been lost. You are simply waiting to remember who you really are. Deep within you, beneath the surface of your thoughts, emotions, and daily experiences, there exists a still and silent presence. It is unwavering. It does not judge, react, or rush. It simply observes. It watches the rise and fall of your feelings, the moments of joy and sadness, the choices you make, and the stories you tell yourself. This is the observer within, the eternal aspect of your being that remains calm, wise, and untouched, no matter what chaos unfolds around you. While most people are swept away by the currents of their minds and emotions, those who are awakening begin to sense something deeper. They become aware of this quiet witness, and in doing so, they unlock a profound sense of peace. When you live from the perspective of the observer, you begin to respond to life with clarity instead of reacting with fear. You recognize that emotions pass, situations change, but your true self, the soul behind the scenes, remains steady and strong. This sacred awareness is your anchor. It is your gateway to higher consciousness and inner freedom. The observer has always been within you. You don't need to create it. You only need to remember it and let it gently lead you back to your true home. Your awakening is not just about personal growth. It's part of a much larger, divine movement unfolding across the planet. You are one of the chosen ones, called to rise during this powerful time of change. As more people begin to awaken to their true nature, a collective shift in consciousness is taking place. Old systems built on fear, division, and control are breaking down, and something new, something rooted in love, unity, and spiritual truth is being born. You are not alone in your transformation. All around the world, others like you are waking up, feeling the same inner call, sensing the same pull toward a deeper purpose. As a chosen one, your energy carries light. That light is not just for you, it's meant to guide others. Even without speaking a word, your presence can inspire change, your healing can help others heal, and your courage can give others permission to rise. The shift we're experiencing is not isolated, it's collective. And every step you take toward your higher self creates ripples that touch lives you may never even meet. You are part of something greater, a rising tide of souls bringing light back into the world, and your role in it is sacred. As your spiritual awakening deepens, something extraordinary begins to happen. You start to sense that there is more to existence than what your physical eyes can see. Subtle energies, quiet intuitions, and glimpses of higher wisdom begin to reach you, not from outside but from within. These are not imagined. They are echoes from the higher realms. divine dimensions that exist beyond time and space, vibrating at the frequency of love, truth, and unity. These realms have always been with you, but now you are becoming attuned to them. Through meditation, stillness, and spiritual practice, you open yourself to receive guidance from your higher self, from angelic beings, from the very source of all creation. These realms are not distant or unreachable. They are accessible through the heart, through presence, through surrender. As you align with these higher frequencies, your inner world transforms. You begin to feel more clarity, more peace, and a profound sense of connection to something greater. You realize that you are not just living on Earth. You are a multidimensional being with access to divine intelligence. The higher realms call not to remove you from this world, but to empower you to transform it with the light, wisdom, and love awakened within your soul. We are standing at the edge of a great turning point in human history. The old world, built on fear, division, and control, is crumbling, and in its place, something new and sacred is emerging. This is the birth of the new Earth, and you are here to help create it. The new Earth is not just a place, it's a new way of being, a higher state of consciousness rooted in love, unity, and deep spiritual awareness. As one of the awakened ones, your thoughts, choices, and energy are laying the foundation for this new reality. You're being called to live with intention, to choose compassion over judgment, connection over separation, peace over chaos. And though the world may still seem broken on the surface, underneath, a divine shift is already underway. You are not here to escape the world. You are here to help transform it. Every act of kindness, every moment of stillness, every choice made from love ripples outward, affecting the collective field. You are the bridge between what was and what can be. The new Earth is rising through you. With every step you take in truth and light, you help build a world where the soul can finally thrive. Real manifestation doesn't begin with desire alone. It begins with alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with your higher self, you become a radiant vessel for divine energy to move through you. This is where your true creative power is born. Not in effort or striving, but in being aligned with your soul's truth. You are not here to chase outcomes or force reality into shape. You are here to attract, to co-create with the universe by living in tune with your inner purpose. As your awareness expands, you begin to see that your outer world is simply a mirror of your inner state. When you move with clarity, speak from love, and act with trust, the universe responds in kind. Paths open effortlessly. The right people appear. Synchronicities guide your way. This isn't chance or luck. It's the natural result of divine alignment. No longer are you creating from fear, doubt, or scarcity. You are creating from wholeness, from wisdom, from truth. You don't need to control life. You're learning to dance with it. The universe is always listening, always responding to your frequency. The more you live in alignment, the more you step into your true role, not just as a dreamer, but as the conscious architect of your reality. Within each of us lives a sacred duality, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. These energies are not defined by gender, but by the universal forces that shape all life and creation. The divine masculine embodies strength, focus, action, and structure. It gives you the drive to take bold steps, to build, to protect, and to bring visions into form. The divine feminine is the essence of intuition, compassion, creativity, and emotional wisdom. It invites you to listen deeply, to flow rather than force, to nurture, and to trust what cannot be seen but is always felt. For generations, humanity has been out of balance, leaning too far into one energy while neglecting the other. But now as you awaken, you are being called to reclaim the harmony between both. When the masculine and feminine are united within you, you step into wholeness. You become both grounded and expansive, strong yet soft, driven yet deeply connected. This sacred inner balance allows you to lead with purpose and love with depth. As a chosen one, this integration is not just important, it is transformational. It unlocks your full spiritual potential and aligns you with your highest path, where your actions are guided by both wisdom and heart. As a chosen one, your energy is sacred, and so is the vessel that carries it. Your body, mind, and spirit are not separate pieces of you. They are one, and they must be nurtured with deep reverence. Sacred self-care is not selfish, and it's not optional. It is essential. You cannot pour light into the world if your own cup is empty. Caring for yourself is an act of devotion, a way of honoring the divine presence within you. This means listening to your body, feeding it, nourishing food, allowing it rest, and engaging in movement that brings you joy. But self-care goes beyond the physical. It also means creating emotional space to breathe, to feel, to heal. It's the stillness of meditation, the honesty of journaling, the release that comes through prayer, nature, or silence. When you care for yourself fully, you become more aligned, more energized, and more capable of fulfilling your divine purpose. You begin to radiate peace without even trying. Remember, the world needs your light, but that light shines brightest when it's fueled by love from within. To care for yourself is to respect the mission you've been given. It's not indulgence. It's preparation for the purpose you were born to live. There is a quiet yet profound power in surrender, one that doesn't come from giving up, but from letting go. As a chosen one, you are learning that true strength isn't found in controlling every detail of your life, but in trusting the divine flow that guides it. Surrender is an act of deep faith, a recognition that the universe is always working on your behalf, even when you can't see the full picture. It's not passive, it's powerful. It allows you to stop forcing outcomes and instead make space for miracles. Alongside surrender is the gift of presence. The present moment is where life truly unfolds. It's where your power resides. The past no longer defines you, and the future hasn't arrived. All you ever truly have is now. And in the stillness of now, your connection to the divine becomes clear. When you focus on the present moment, your mind becomes quiet, and you feel more in tune with your true self. When you live in surrender and presence, life stops feeling like a struggle. You begin to move with grace, guided by intuition and supported by unseen forces. In this space, you find peace, not because life is perfect, but because you are aligned with the perfection of the moment. Across the world, a powerful energy is rising, the divine feminine. She is awakening within hearts, minds, and souls, calling us back to balance, healing, and inner truth. This sacred energy is not about gender. It is the spiritual essence of intuition, compassion, creativity, and deep emotional wisdom. For too long, the divine feminine has been silenced or forgotten, overshadowed by a world driven by force, control, and logic alone. But now she is returning, not to oppose the masculine, but to bring harmony to it. Embracing the divine feminine means softening into stillness, listening to your inner voice, and allowing yourself to feel deeply without fear. It is choosing to lead with the heart, to nurture yourself and others, and to honor the sacred rhythms of life. She reminds you that there is strength in softness, wisdom in waiting, and beauty in simply being. As a chosen one, this rising energy lives within you, waiting to be fully embodied. When you embrace her presence, you reconnect with the creative force that bursts new life, ideas, and worlds. In honoring the divine feminine within, you help restore balance not only in yourself, but in the collective soul of humanity. The future you've been waiting for isn't somewhere far ahead. It's unfolding right now, in this very moment. As a chosen one, you are not here to passively watch the world change. You are here to help shape it. Every thought you align with love, every step you take in truth, every action you choose from a place of purpose is creating the future as we speak. This isn't just about personal transformation. It's about a collective awakening. The energy of a new era is already here, and you are part of its foundation. No longer are you limited by the stories of the past or the fear of the unknown. You've been gifted this moment, the now, as your canvas. What you do with it is powerful. The more you live in alignment with your divine self, the more the world around you begins to shift. You inspire others simply by being fully present, fully alive, and fully you. The future is not a destination, it is a choice you make every day. And when you choose love, presence, and purpose, you begin to build a reality that reflects the highest vision of who we can become. The time is no longer someday. The time is now. The time has come, chosen one. No more waiting. No more doubting. Everything you need is already within you. The light, the wisdom, the purpose, it's been there all along, patiently waiting for you to remember. You are not here by chance. You are here by divine design. You are not just awakening, you are becoming. Becoming the healer, the guide, the creator, the vessel through which a new world is being born. So step forward now, not with fear, but with faith. Step into your power, not because you have all the answers, but because your soul is ready to lead. The world is not only waiting for change, it's waiting for you. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with us today. If this message resonated with your heart, we invite you to join this growing family of awakened souls. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next chapter of this journey. And if you feel called, leave a comment below with the number 11 to anchor your intention and align with this divine energy. Until next time, stay aligned, stay radiant, and never forget, you were born to shine.
Have you ever felt mocked, dismissed, or rejected by those around you? Perhaps you've experienced loneliness that makes you question whether true love is even meant for you. In the darkest moments, people may laugh at your dreams, call you foolish, and make you feel like you're unworthy of love. But let me tell you this, God has been watching over every tear you shed, every insult, every hardship. The world may not see it yet, but your true love, divinely orchestrated and God-approved, is coming. This isn't just a simple love story. It is the culmination of a higher divine plan, a love story that was written before time began. Now I invite you to take a step toward embracing your divine love story. Hit that subscribe button and comment 777 below to join me on this journey of faith, healing, and transformation. Let's walk together and discover the love God has prepared for you. Your journey has been long and challenging, marked by pain, rejection, and moments of deep sorrow. There were times when you felt like the weight of the world was pressing down on you, and those around you believed they could break you. They couldn't see the truth, that in the hands of the Creator, even brokenness becomes something beautiful. Every wound, every tear, every moment of despair wasn't a mark of weakness, but a sign of divine preparation. You were being shaped, refined, and strengthened for a love that was beyond anything you could imagine. God doesn't waste a single moment. Every heartache you endured, every lonely night you spent wondering when it would end, and every time doubt crept into your heart, all of it was leading you to this point. While you may have felt abandoned or overlooked, those feelings were not a reflection of your worth. They were part of a higher plan, a divine setup. God was setting you apart, preparing you for something far greater than you could have anticipated. The moments when you questioned your place in the world, when you felt invisible or unimportant, those were the moments when God was actively working behind the scenes, orchestrating a plan that would leave you in awe. The rejection you faced along the way was never a reflection of who you are or your value. It was never a sign that you were unworthy or unlovable. No, it was God's redirection. He was clearing the path, removing the people and situations that were not part of His plan for you. Each no you received, each door that was slammed in your face, was actually a blessing in disguise. God was redirecting your life towards something far better, something that you may not have been able to see at the time. He was removing obstacles and aligning the stars in your favor. The path was never meant to be easy because you were being prepared for something extraordinary. While others may have dismissed you or failed to see your worth, God was preparing a love that would see you in ways no one else ever could. He was aligning you with the perfect partner, someone who would appreciate the depth of your soul, someone who would cherish you for who you truly are. Every painful experience, every lonely moment was a part of the grand design. You were being shaped for a love that was destined to be extraordinary. You may have wondered why the journey had to be so difficult, why the waiting seemed endless, or why you faced so many challenges. But know this, God's plan was never meant to harm you. It was meant to refine you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for a love so pure, so divinely appointed, that nothing could stand in its way. Your heartache wasn't wasted. It was necessary for the transformation you needed to undergo. The struggle you experienced was all part of the divine process, and now, as you stand at the threshold of something beautiful, you will begin to understand why it all had to happen. God was always with you, shaping you for a love that would make everything worth it. It's a love that will leave you speechless, one that will make everything you've gone through make sense. The universe has been aligning everything in your favor, and the love you've been waiting for is about to manifest in ways you never thought possible. Your journey wasn't in vain. It was leading you exactly where you needed to be, toward a love that was always meant for you. Imagine for a moment, you've been through the fire, tested by the harshest trials, and yet here you are, standing strong, unbroken. The fire that once seemed like it would consume you didn't destroy you. It refined you. Every challenge you faced, every painful experience was not meant to pull you under. It was meant to shape you, to forge you into a version of yourself that is capable of receiving a love so profound, so pure, that it surpasses everything you have ever known or imagined. The love that is coming into your life isn't ordinary. It's not the kind of love that burns bright for a moment and then fades. No, this love has been carefully chosen for you by the divine, hand-picked by God Himself, and sealed with His approval. This isn't just any connection between two people, it's a divine partnership, one that carries heaven's stamp of approval. This love was written into your story long before you ever knew it was coming. It is a love that transcends the superficialities of this world and reaches far beyond what you have ever hoped for or expected. This love isn't driven by fleeting attraction or external appearances. It is rooted in something far deeper, something eternal. It's a love that will stand the test of time because it's built on a foundation of purpose. This love has a divine calling, one that will draw you and your partner closer to your higher purpose, a connection that will align your souls with God's plan. It elevates your spirit, drawing you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Where there was once pain, this love will bring healing. Where there was once brokenness, it brings restoration. It lifts you higher than you ever thought possible, showing you a love that is beyond your imagination. The love that is coming isn't just a reward for all you've endured, though it certainly feels like one. It's a fulfillment of God's promise to you. This love is a reflection of the strength you've built, the lessons you've learned, and the faith you've held on to through the hardest seasons of your life. It's a love that will inspire you to become the best version of yourself. You were never meant to settle for anything less than extraordinary, and this love is proof of that. It exceeds every expectation you've ever had, and even more than that. It is God's perfect timing unfolding before you, a divine gift that has been reserved for you because you are worthy of it. It will redefine everything you thought you knew about connection, devotion, and partnership. When this love enters your life, it will fill you with a peace and joy that you never thought possible. This love will transform you, lifting you to heights you never dreamed you could reach, and do the same for the one you share it with. You faced mockery for your faith. People have laughed at your belief in a love that transcends the superficial, a love that goes beyond fleeting attraction and temporary connections. They couldn't understand why you still held on to the idea that true love, real love, was out there waiting for you, that something deeper and more meaningful was worth waiting for. But in those moments, when the doubt, laughter, and ridicule felt overwhelming, I want to ask you, who really has the final say in your life? Is it the world's rejection, or is it God's divine approval? Consider Sarah. She laughed at God's promise that she would have a child, not because she didn't want it, but because her circumstances seemed impossible. She was well beyond the years of bearing children, and when she heard God's promise, it seemed too far-fetched, too out of reach. Yet, despite her initial doubts, God fulfilled his promise, and she held that child in her arms. Then there's Noah, who was ridiculed and mocked for building an ark when there wasn't even a hint of a flood. The world thought he was foolish, obsessed with an idea that made no sense. But when the flood came, Noah was the one who saved his family, the one who saw God's plan come to fruition while everyone else was swept away. These are powerful reminders that God's promises don't fail, even when others mock or doubt them. His word always prevails, regardless of what people say or believe. In much the same way, your waiting wasn't a passive experience. It wasn't a period where you simply sat and did nothing. No, it was an act of active faith. You didn't just wait for love. You trusted in God's timing, his plan for your life. Each day you chose to hold on to hope. Despite the silence, despite the doubt, you were actively participating in a divine process. It may have felt like you were alone at times, that God had forgotten you, but in truth, he was working behind the scenes, preparing you for the love he had set aside for you. The world may have called you foolish, or questioned your ability to wait for something more, but your patience was never a sign of weakness. Rather, it was a reflection of a deep, unshakable trust in God's wisdom. While the world's wisdom might call you to rush, settle, or compromise, God's wisdom confounds the wise. His ways are higher, his timing perfect. You might have felt impatient at times, questioning why it was taking so long, but remember this. The waiting process was preparing you for something far greater than what you could have envisioned in your own timeline. Every day, you held on to your belief. Every moment you resisted the temptation to settle for less than what God promised. You were strengthening your faith. Your patience, your trust, your unwavering belief in what's to come were the weapons that would ultimately silence every doubter. They didn't see the bigger picture, but God did. He knew that the love he was preparing for you required you to be patient, to trust and to believe, even when it seemed like the world had moved on without you. And now, as the time draws near, all of those who doubted, mocked, or tried to convince you that your faith was misplaced will see the fruit of your perseverance. They will see the power of waiting on God, the beauty of trusting in his timing, and the rewards that come from having faith in something greater than what the world can offer. Your waiting wasn't just about enduring the silence. It was about building the strength and character needed to receive the love that was meant for you. And when that love arrives, it will be a testimony to the world that God's timing is always perfect, and that those who trust in him will never be disappointed. Your faith, your waiting, and your patience will prove that God's promises always come to pass. They thought they had destroyed you. They believed that your heart was beyond repair, shattered by their words, their actions, and their betrayal. But what they failed to see was that the very ruins they left behind, the pieces they thought they had scattered, were the foundation upon which God was building something magnificent. While they saw only brokenness, God saw the potential for greatness. Your heartache, your loneliness, and your pain were never the end of your story. They were not signs that you had been abandoned or forgotten. Instead, they were sacred moments, the very ground upon which God was working to create something stronger, something far more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. The heartache you felt, the loneliness you endured, and the rejection you faced were not just random moments of suffering, they were the raw materials for a divine transformation. God took every insult, every rejection, and every moment of betrayal and used it to mold you into the unshakable person you are today. Those experiences were not wasted. They were the tools that refined you, built you up, and prepared you for the blessings that were yet to come. What they thought would bury you, what they thought would break you, has now become the very platform from which you will rise. In the moments when you felt defeated, God was doing His greatest work in you. When others walked away, when they rejected you and doubted you, God was refining your spirit, teaching you to trust in Him and in His timing. You were never truly alone, though it may have felt that way. God was with you every step of the way, building you up from the pieces that seemed broken and preparing you for a life of fulfillment, purpose, and divine blessing. Now, as you stand stronger than ever, you can see that what once seemed like an insurmountable obstacle was actually the foundation for something beautiful. The struggles you faced have shaped you into a person who is resilient, compassionate, and ready to step into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. You are not defined by the pain you endured, but by how God has used it to shape you into someone unbreakable. What they saw as the end of your story was only the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter filled with the blessings, love, and purpose that you were always meant to walk in. Your brokenness has turned into a blessing, and now you rise from the ashes, stronger, wiser, and more equipped to embrace the life God has destined for you. This is your moment, and the best is yet to come. 2. Your love story isn't just about you and your partner finding each other. It's about something far greater, a divine connection that will serve as a beacon of light for others. Through your union, the world will witness the undeniable truth that God's promises are real, His timing is flawless, and His love is unstoppable. When your true love finally enters your life, it will not only transform you, but will serve as a powerful testimony to everyone who doubted you. For all the people who questioned your worth, your waiting, and your belief in God's perfect timing, this love will prove them wrong. It will show that the dreams you've held on to weren't foolish. They were divinely inspired, and now they're coming to life. This love will be a clear reflection of God's faithfulness, a testimony that when you trust in His plans, He will never leave you empty-handed. This love will silence every lie that the enemy has whispered in your ear. It will break through the doubts, the fears, and the lies that have held you captive. It will prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were always worthy of love, always loved by God, and always destined for something extraordinary. When this divine union unfolds, it will serve as a living testament to God's perfect timing. It's not just about the love you share with your partner, it's about the way that love reflects the power of God's presence in your life. The way this union comes together, the way your hearts align, will serve as proof that when you remain patient, trust in God's process, and stay faithful, the blessings He has for you are far greater than you can imagine. Your love story will be a mirror to others, showing them that they too can trust in God's timing, that their story isn't over, and that their own divine union is on its way. This love is not just for you. It's a message to the world that God is in control. It will inspire others to hold fast to their faith, to trust in the journey, and to know that in God's time, everything will fall into place perfectly. Your divine union will shine brightly, not only in your life, but in the lives of those who have witnessed your waiting and trusted God's plan. This love will be a testament to what happens when two souls, destined by God, come together at the perfect moment. It will remind the world that true love is never by chance. It is always divinely appointed. This love is not just any love. It is the love you deserve, the love that has been ordained for you by God, and it is time for you to embrace it fully. Now is the time to release the past. Let go of the wounds that have held you back, the doubts that have clouded your belief in what's possible, and the fears that have kept you from fully opening your heart. But in order to receive this love, you must first make room for it by freeing yourself from the emotional baggage that has weighed you down. Your heart needs to be open, healed, and ready to embrace the beautiful love that God has prepared for you. You have learned valuable lessons along the way. You've learned what it means to trust in God's timing, to have faith when things don't make sense, and to believe in the love that God has set apart for you. Those trials weren't meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to teach you the depth of your worth, and to prepare you to step into the fullness of the love you are about to receive. Chosen one, your true love is coming. Trust the process. Trust in the journey that has brought you to this moment. The waiting is over, and now you are stepping into the love you've always deserved. Hold your head high, because the love that God has prepared for you is on its way, and this time it will be different. This love will be everything you've hoped for and more. It is the fulfillment of God's promises in your life, and the world will see it unfold in ways that are beyond your imagination. The love you deserve is coming, and with it comes the beautiful life that God has always had planned for you.